this is actually going or what. It just keeps playing my music, and all I can see is a video. Oh, hey, there I am. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and, well, as usual, my computer doesn't want to work, but too bad for it because I've got the injury report for both the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers, so I appreciate you taking the time. If you have any questions, any thoughts, would love to hear them down below. Appreciate you hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, all the things you're doing to support me. Cannot thank you enough, but we got a long one here for the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's take a look at it here quickly. And look, you know, these lists, they get people worked up a lot of the time. We saw a list like this earlier in the season. Only one or two people was out of the game. So let's try to pump the Jets here a little bit. You see Calcaterra and Goedert, two tight ends that were out last week, hoping to get at least Calcaterra back, maybe even Goedert this week, but got to be precautious here. So not a surprise they're not practicing today. Fletch, obviously dealing with that groin issue. Cunningham looks like he's going to be out this week. And then Evans, who's trying to come off of IR. So you don't need to play these guys. And on Wednesdays, a lot of time you will see this. So we'll look tomorrow to see how serious it is. If they continue to be non-participants, that is a bad sign. But limited, those are the guys that a lot of time, you know, you've seen, you know, A.J. Brown, Davis, Johnson, Jones, Smith, Swift, William, all these guys have been on here. Now, obviously, Milton Williams just dealt with that concussion. Being limited is a great sign here. Hope that he's ready for Sunday here. But all these other guys, maintenance work here for the most part. You saw Devontae end up on Friday on the list with that knee. Look, nothing serious here in the limited department. So tomorrow we will look at this, see if anything changes, and we'll go from there. But a long list. I know people are going to freak out, but you don't have to. You can actually just tune in every single week on Wednesdays and see that this happens all the time. It's later in the week that really, really is important. Now let's look at the Eagles depth chart, just in case you've missed what's going on here. Here are the guys on reserves, as I've talked about. Evans needs to come off by next Tuesday there. So look, designated to return. But beyond that, everybody else on the IR there, nobody coming off. But you will not see any of those names on this depth chart. But the offense, look, we talked about it. We're hopeful that Goedert can make it here. He's giving it a go. If he's ready, he'll play. If he's not, he won't. Simple as that. But everybody else, you know, healthy, ready to rock and roll. Offensive line, good. Now, we've got some injuries, so I'll keep you up to date with all of it. But nothing to say that all of you, you know, anybody's out just yet. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, different story. Zach Cunningham's definitely going to be out this week. We just don't know for how long. Hopefully, he's back by next week because right now, we've only got Morrow and Ellis there. And, you know, obviously, you see Evans at the bottom there. But beyond that, no real, you know, major news. Fletcher Cox and Milton Williams, again, you know, keeping our eyes on that. But each day, keep tuning in and you will get updates on this. Everybody in the special teams area is good to go. But I will also show you the practice squad just in case you want to know who can be elevated. Now, we talked about this. Van Sumeren can no longer be elevated. He did that 3 times, so he needs to be signed to the active roster if they want to play him. They have an open spot. I think it's either for Van Sumeren or for Justin Evans. Now, I've heard a lot of you guys ask me, you know, is this open spot for, you know, Shaq Leonard? As I've said from the moment he was released, I think what you would do with him is the same thing you've done with Julio and a lot of these other vets. You sign him to the practice squad, allow them to learn the system, then you elevate them and they become part of the active roster at some point. But you don't have to put them on the active roster. So to me, you know, you still get Van Sumeren or Evans. You know, that's the move for me. Leonard is a completely different story. And as I told you guys today, he met with the Eagles. And look, he's deciding between the Eagles and Cowboys. That's what it's been since last week. I told you how I feel about it. I think he signs with the Eagles, and I'm hoping it happens in the very near future. I'd love to be making a video tonight about it. That would be awesome. But I will keep you up to date. Do not fear. I always have. I literally am never going to take a time off. I know a lot of you guys ask me, why haven't you posted the update? If there is an update, I will post the update. Simple as that. But let's get into the 49ers injury report here, and a much shorter list. So not going to have an excuse in this area, but I'm sure they'll try to find one if someone gets banged up in the game, something like that. So, hey, I'm trying to help Niners fans as much as I can before this game goes down. Get your excuses ready now, because we don't want to have to hear about your, you know, blades of grass per gear and, you know, all the weird shit you're going to make up. Just get it out now. Just talk yourselves through it. But as you can see here, you know, Arik Armstead, a depth piece. Mason, depth piece. McLeod, depth piece. Burford, the starting right guard. So he's been banged up. John Feliciano, we all remember him from the Giants, but he might have to step in there. But those are the injuries they're dealing with. 3 guys did not practice, 1 limited, and I'll keep you up to date with everything that happens there. Now, here are the reserves list. If you missed Behind Enemy Lines, go check it out. Get to know everything about the San Francisco 49ers. But here is their reserves list. These guys will not be on this depth chart I'm about to show you. Excuse me. And then you see on the offensive, I'm getting sick of this cold already. But you can see on the offensive side of the ball, Burford, we talked about it. If he's not ready to go, you would have Feliciano, but he was limited. So everybody good to go there. And then on the defensive side of the ball, as I mentioned, Arik Armstead, a depth piece there. Obviously, they've got Hargrave there and Givens and Kinlaw with him. But somebody that, he sees starting reps. He's really good. I'm just busting balls. But, I think that Armstead's going to be good to go. Shouldn't have to worry about it, but did not participate. It's never a good sign. But keep in mind, Thursday, Friday, those are the days you really want, to really take that stuff into account. So you definitely don't want to be losing Armstead. Dude is a beast, and him and Hargrave together, that's quite a combination. So we shall see there. And then on the special teams, everybody good to go there. So no excuses there either. And then their practice squad, they did actually make a couple moves since I made Behind Enemy Lines yesterday. So I went ahead and moved it around for you. So they've got 17 now. They got rid of 1, added 2. The only reason that works is because of Alfredo Gutierrez there. Gutierrez. Yeah, sure. Sorry, butchered that one. But he is a part of the international player program, so he is exempt. So that is why they have 17 guys, but they can elevate 2 of them for this Sunday's game if they need. But that is all of the injury news you need to know for both teams. And if anything happens with Shaq Leonard, I can assure you I will be right here with that news. But I hope you're all having yourselves a great week, a great hump day. If you need me, feel free to reach out, whether it's talk about the birds, life, whatever it may be. But truly cannot thank you all enough for taking the time here. Appreciate you hitting that like button, subscribing, all the things you're doing to support the channel. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all have yourselves a great night. Stay safe out there. And as always, go Birds!